Hey there, and welcome to yet another of Andre's Artist Profiles. Now, today is the birthday of someone who has sadly passed on, and that's Ike Hayes, Black Moses himself. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who primarily know this guy as playing Chef on South Park. And that was pretty cool, but I have to tell you, when that happened, a lot of Ike Hayes' reissues, and I don't have all of Ike Hayes' material I want to add. I wish I had more, but there's just, you can only buy so many records, even record collectors. You know, money's tight. Anyway, so yeah, I think that his records at that time had all these stickers saying that, oh, this is the original guy who did Chef on South Park. Pretty crass, because this man should be known for his own musical accomplishments. And this is one of them. 1969, his second album, actually. I don't have his first, presenting Ike Hayes, but just that image. This shaved head, looking down upon it from above. Hot Buttered Soul. Cinematic Soul, Walk On By, uh, Hyperbolic, you know, syllabistic quasi, I can't pronounce it. This is one of the most amazing albums ever recorded. It transcends any barriers that exist between psychedelic rock and funk. I mean, this is right along with Funkadelic's first album. When I first heard this changed the way I listen to music forever and keeps on doing it. These songs are just incomparable. Just incomparable. Part 2, the Ike Hayes Movement, actually the name of his group at the time. And they did a version of I Stand Accused on this album. And the Beatles' Something, which he just drew right out. Already a great song, but essentially Heart Buttered Soul, second part. This could be a double album with that. And then, of course, there's Shaft. Can you dig it? A friend of mine, when he came out on his wedding day, he played this song. This song is just, of course, iconic. Right in the middle of, funk with the Bar Kays, but Richard Roundtree there from the film and Isaac. But this was actually proto-disco in a lot of ways. This was a very, very innovative album. And there's a song on here called Do Your Thing with the Bar Kays. It's just absolutely amazing. And this score for the Shaft movie won Ike Hayes the first music Oscar that a artist of African American descent ever earned. So this was very innovative on those two levels. Fantastic album. Need to have it. Black Moses. Actually, this is the first Ike Hayes album I ever had, and it was on sale at a place called Martin's. You can see how dusty it is. Now, the vinyl abyss, when you open it up, there was this huge picture of Ike Hayes as the Black Moses. But he does a version of the Jackson 5's Never Can Say Goodbye on this album. This is like the double album version of his pre-Shaft material. Really good album, though. Now, this is Joy from 1973. The title track was a hit, but they had to split it in two because it was so long. I think by this time, some people thought, oh, Isaac is wearing this formula into the ground in 1973. This is a very, slickly produced, Memphis funk album. The trouble with Isaac, though, at this point, was that Barry White came out. And everybody said that, they were maybe kind of competing with each other for that same, baritone, swelling and cinematic funk sound. But Isaac had his own thing, that's for sure. Great album. Chocolate Chip. Now, Isaac really got into the funk on this 1975 record. I don't think it did as well as some of his others, but there's some amazing stuff on here, like Body Language. This is a really underrated and fantastic album. He's got some cookies there, and a close-up of a cookie in red on the CD. Great album. Recommend it. A bit of a sleeper, but still recommend it. Groovathon. My dad had this on vinyl. Groovathon is a jam. Literally a groovathon. You wouldn't believe. And getting into the disco era a little bit. And his album came with a poster that I had on my wall when I was about 19 that he let me have. And this is a really underrated record. Really, really good. Now, this album, I never thought in my life I would see this on CD. His other album from 1976, same year as Groovathon, Juicy Fruit, Disco Freak. Gotta love that cover, right? You know, Isaac was such a amazing personage. Anyway, the thing is, this album began his sojourn into the whole 4/4. Um, I would call it, without being pretentious, um, funk functioning as disco. Juicy Fruit, brilliant cut, great album. But that's my Isaac Hayes collection. Now that's going to be expanded at some point in the future, but his albums can be a little bit high, even used depending on if they're going in and out of print. But a lot of these are originals, reissues that have been since reissued again. But that's my Isaac Hayes collection. Happy birthday to a dearly departed brother of the funk and soul. See you next time.